Ghibli or Ghibli. This word doesn't need any introduction. So today I'm directly diving into the recommendation. Hi, I'm Poonam Gurung, and if you've never watched a Ghibli film, then you've come to the perfect place because today I'll be sharing 5 movies from Ghibli Studio that I feel everyone should watch. Disclaimer, these are not ranked. They're just films that I feel that everybody should watch from Miyazaki. Kiki's Delivery Service. If you move to a new place for the first time, it is a mixed bag of feelings. You feel excited, scared, lonely, lost, but later you make a home away from home. This movie will take you to that moment. The movie follows Kiki, a young witch who leaves home at 13 to live independently for a year. As part of her training, she starts a small delivery service using her flying broom. On the surface, it's sweet and simple, but underneath, it's about creative burnout, self-doubt, loneliness. There's a point in the film where Kiki loses her ability to fly, and I remember watching that and thinking this is exactly what it feels like when you lose confidence in yourself. The beauty of this film is how gently it handles that phase. There's no big motivational speech. It's quiet, it's comforting. And it reminds you that losing your magic temporarily doesn't mean you've lost it forever. Number 4 is Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castle is romance wrapped in chaos. A young woman gets cursed into an old body and meets a dramatic wizard named Howl, who lives in a walking castle. Yep, a walking castle. But beneath the whimsy, it's about self-worth. Sophie becomes old when she believes she is insignificant, and I find that detail so heartbreaking, how we physically shrink ourselves based on how we see ourselves. I remember watching this and feeling strangely seen, especially in phases where I doubted my own voice or presence. The film gently suggests that transformation begins internally. Also, the animation of food in this film, unreal. The animation makes breakfast look like a spiritual experience. Number 3, Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke is a movie that doesn't take sides because in this movie, everyone believes they are right. It shows you the cost of survival and the extent human beings can go for it. It's about a young warrior caught between forest gods and industrial humans. The humans are destroying nature, but they are also trying to survive. The forest fights back with violence. The first time I saw it, I was struck by how mature it felt. It doesn't simplify morality. It doesn't spoon-feed you answers. And I love that because real life is such. People aren't purely evil or purely good. They're driven by fear, survival, ambition. Visually, it's grand and raw. Emotionally, it leaves you unsettled in the best way. If you like layered storytelling and aren't afraid of complexity, this is essential, romantic and slightly chaotic. Number 2, My Neighbor Totoro. A warm afternoon where the grown-ups have left for work and you are left alone with your sibling. Yes, My Neighbor Totoro gives you that feeling, a warm afternoon. 2 sisters move to the countryside and discover forest spirits, including Totoro. And almost nothing dramatic happens, but that's the magic. It's about waiting at a bus stop in the rain. It's about giggling in empty houses. It's about finding wonder while life feels uncertain. When I watched this, it reminded me of being a child in spaces where adults were dealing with things I didn't fully understand, and how imagination becomes your safe place. The pacing is slow, there are long stretches of quietness, and I admire how brave that is. It doesn't chase your attention, it lets you settle. If life feels overwhelming, Totoro feels like a deep breath. Spirited Away. Have you ever daydreamed? Daydreamed about handling adult responsibilities and your parents are not in the scene? Well, if you have forgotten about the feeling, Spirited Away will take you right back at the spot, but only with more strange and magical creatures. Spirited Away follows Chihiro, a young girl who enters a spirit world and has to work in a bathhouse to survive and save her parents. The movie starts with a vulnerable and scared Chihiro, but then slowly she changes because she has no choice. It is like that phase in life when you are suddenly thrown into adulthood. You don't feel brave, you just adapt. And visually, the world feels lived in. The silence between scenes matters just as much as the dialogue. The film trusts you, it trusts your emotions, your patience, your ability to sit with discomfort. If you've ever felt lost but had to pretend you weren't, this one will hit you right in the chest. So if you are starting a Ghibli journey, these 5 are a beautiful beginning. And if you've already watched them, you tell me which one stayed with you the longest. Thank you for being here. See you.